welcome to this online session, and today we are going to discuss on the topic of laws of motion. So when you hear this word laws of motion, suddenly your mind can strike a memorable person named Sir Isaac Newton. So he published the 3 laws of motion in the year 1687, and this laid the foundation for the later classical mechanics. And these 3 laws gives the relationship between the body and the force acts on it. Likewise, the motion and the force extracted by the body. So here we are going to see the 3 laws of motion given by Sir Isaac Newton with examples. Now let us go into the presentation. So first we have to know what is force. So force is a push or pull which changes or tends to change the state of rest or of uniform motion, and even the direction of the motion or the shape and size of the body. So there are types of force, which is contact forces and non-contact forces. So in contact forces, it has different forces named frictional force, tension force and the spring force. So tension is nothing but the force extracted and the ends of the spring. So that is tension. So here comes the Newton's first law of motion. So a body which continues in a state of rest or of uniform motion in a straight line unless an external force acts on it. This is the first law of motion given by Sir Isaac Newton. So you can see the image, and this law, that is the first law of motion, states that every body will resist the change in its state of rest or that of uniform motion. So this property is known as inertia, and the Newton's first law of motion is also called as the law of inertia. So it defines the force and inertia. So examples of first law of motion is nothing but if you are traveling in a bus. So if you are getting ready to travel on a bus, so you can see the bus which you have to go in the bus stop. So you are getting into the bus and you have a comfortable seat in the bus, so you are settled down in your bus. Now you are in a rest position, and when suddenly bus starts, what you will feel? You will push, you will move backward. Why? It is due to the inertia of rest. So your body is at rest position. Suddenly when the bus is also at the rest position in the initial state, and when the bus suddenly starts, your body which is in rest position will move backward. That is due to the first law of motion. Likewise, if a ball hit on a glass window, what will happen? It will damage the entire glass window. It will not damage a particular size of the ball. So total window will be damaged. But in the case of a gunshot, only the glass window will damaged with the size of the bullet that is gone from the gun. So these are the examples of the first law of motion. Now the second law of motion. The rate of change of momentum of a body, that is the change in the momentum of a body per unit time, is directly proportional to the force acting on it and takes place in the direction of its force. So we can represent this second law of motion as sigma, that is a summation F is equal to ma. That is the force is acting on it. So summation F is equal to ma. So we have indicated that the acceleration is due to the net force summation F acting on an object. Therefore, the net force on an object is the vector sum of all the forces acting on the object. So, in solving a problem using Newton's second law, it is very important to determine the correct net force of an object. So, if we have to solve a problem based on a second law of motion, means we have to take the net force which is given in the question. So, what are the examples of a Newton's second law of motion? So, it is nothing but, first example is a cricket player lowers his hands while catching a ball. Otherwise, his hands will move backward. Why? It is due to the change in the momentum. Likewise, second example, a person is falling on a cemented floor, gets injured, but a person who falling on a heap of sand will not get injured. Why? So if you fell down on a cement road means you will get injured. If you fell down in a sand means it will not injure as that much of the cemented road. It is due to the change in the momentum. Likewise, the another example is a huge damage to the moving train takes place when it suddenly collides with a stationary train. So if a train is at rest position, a moving train is come and hits the stationary train means it will have a vast damage. So these are the examples of Newton's second law of motion. So here comes Newton's third law of motion. It's very familiar with everybody because it is a common thing. So for every action there is an equal and opposite reaction. But action and reaction will not takes place in a same body. So the action and reaction forces act on a different bodies. So the force applied by the agent is called the action and the counter force experienced by it is called reaction. So the action and the reaction act on the same body. So if we were so that the total force of a body would have always been zero. That is, the body will always remain in equilibrium position. So if force extracted by the body A by body B, that is action. Then the force extracted by body B by body A is reaction. So example of third law. So when a gun is fired, you can see the bullet is moving forward, that is action. But the gun recoils is moving backward, that is reaction. You can see when he shot out, the bullet moves forward, but the recoil goes backward. It is the action and reaction. Likewise, you can see boat and the man. Here the man moves forward on the wooden blocks, but that is action, but the boat moving backward, that is a reaction. Likewise, the next one is the firing. So here the fired ball is moving forward and after firing the cannon is moving backward, that is reaction. So these are the examples of Newton's third law of motion. So here comes a free body diagram, that is the apparent weight of a body in a lift. So when a body of mass m is placed in a weighing machine which is placed in a lift, so then the actual weight of the body will be mg, so that you can see it in the image. So this acts on a weighing machine which offers the reaction R given by the reading of a weighing machine. Therefore, this reaction is extracted by the surface of the contact of a body which is apparent weight of the body. Likewise, the equivalent spring constant. So there are two spring constant we can say, that is where the spring is connected in parallel as well as the spring is connected in series form. Therefore, in connection of a parallel, the equivalent K is equal to K1 plus K2 plus K3. So in the image you can see the spring is connected in parallel form. Therefore, we can say K equivalent is equal to K1 comma K2. Likewise, the springs are connected in series form. For that we can say 1 by K is equal to 1 by K1 plus 1 by K2. So the spring is connected in series form. Therefore, we get the K equivalent as 1 by K1 plus 1 by K2, and this force again comes due to the electromagnetism between the atom of a material. So here comes the friction. So friction is nothing but when an object is in the motion either on the surface or in a viscous medium such as air or vacuum and water, and there is a resistance to the motion. Because there is a resistance of the motion in the objects will interact with its surrounding. So we call such resistance of force of friction, and forces of friction are very important in our day-to-day lives. So without friction we cannot able to walk and we cannot move any vehicles. So you can see the image how the frictions are. What are the types of frictions? So it is a static friction which is represented as Fs and kinetic friction as Fk. Thank you.